when you are looking at your body graph and seeing what's there on your what your human design is, you're going to see shapes that are colored in. Those are defined, and what defined means is that you've got two gates connected between the two. So let's say from mine, I have the spleen connected to the G center, which is kind of your identity and love side of the human design. And those two gates connect to each other. So you have the spleen and the G center connected. That forms a channel. And then anything that's not illuminated, those are things that are undefined. And so the difference between defined and undefined, anything that's showing up as defined, like your sacral or your G center, your throat, whatever, those are going to be things that you can literally perceive are yours. If it's undefined, even if you have some gates on there, it's going to be things you're going to be picking up from the environment. They're not of you. So that can cause some identity crisis if you're feeling all these emotions and you don't have it defined. They may not be yours. And I can say that firsthand because that has been an issue I've had my whole life. You're going to notice on the body graph that there's numbers 1 through 64 on the various centers. 64 are the points in a hexagram, and that's all tied to a geometry with the cosmos and so astrology and the Kabbalah and several other philosophical systems kind of merged into one. And there's other places they'll talk about who came up with this and all that. And for what I'm going to be showing, I don't think that's as useful. But that's going to be a good place to start to break down. So when it says a gate, that just means that that point in whichever center, that point is illuminated for you. If you have two gates of two different centers that connect to each other, that's a channel, and that's what makes something defined. And then anything else, you can have points in the undefined, but they're not connected to anything. So that also will come into play. But that will be a later video. I would not recommend at this point, if you're first starting, to go down that rabbit hole yet. And I'm going to try to do these sequential so it makes the most sense. And then let me know if you have any questions as you're kind of going through this, and I'll assist how I can. And I have a few people I can consult that are even more expert on human design than I am, since I'm only about a couple years into my journey.